Imagine a time when the world was still getting used to electricity, when streets were ruled by horses and carriages, and when the very idea of a motor car was seen as a novelty and experiment. The year was 1898, and out of the industrial haze of Europe emerged something that would change history forever. The Type A. A machine that didn't just move, it roared with promise. A vehicle that marked the first chapter of what would become a century-long love affair between humans and machines. The 1898 Type A wasn't built in a gleaming factory filled with automated arms and assembly lines. No, this was a machine crafted by hand, piece by piece, by minds bold enough to dream of the impossible. Designed and manufactured by Renault, this little car became the starting point for one of the most iconic automotive companies in the world. But before the name Renault meant rally cars and turbo engines, it was this humble little carriage with a gasoline engine that started it all. At first glance, the Type A didn't look like much. In fact, to the people of its time, it probably looked like a cross between a horse-drawn buggy and a science experiment. But hidden behind its simple lines and spindly wheels was a revolution in motion. The Type A was not just any early automobile, it was one of the first cars to feature a direct-drive transmission system. That alone made it years ahead of its time. The car was a tiny, lightweight machine. Just 350 kilograms in weight. That's less than a modern motorcycle. And it wasn't designed to intimidate, it was built to explore. With a single-cylinder engine mounted at the rear, the car was capable of reaching a top speed of 32 kilometers per hour, or about 20 miles per hour. By today's standards, that might sound laughable. But in 1898? That was lightning fast. Most people had never moved that quickly unless they were galloping on horseback. And this wasn't just a prototype locked away in a garage. The Type A was actually driven, publicly, and with pride. Louis Renault, just 21 years old at the time, built the car himself and used it to climb the steep Rue Lepic in Montmartre, Paris. Crowds gathered. People stared. They couldn't believe what they were seeing. A self-propelled vehicle that climbed hills better than a horse. And just like that, history changed. Orders started coming in, and the Renault Empire was born. But let's slow down for a second and really appreciate what the Type A represented. It was a time when combustion engines were crude, unreliable, and dangerous. Roads were unpaved. Mechanics were non-existent. And fuel stations? Not even a concept yet. Yet here was a vehicle that dared to push forward anyway. Its engine, a 273 cubic centimeters single-cylinder unit producing a humble 1.75 horsepower, may seem like a joke today, but back then, it was a marvel. And for the team here at Heavy Duty, that's the kind of story we live for. The kind of moment that makes you stop and appreciate how far we've come and how it all started with.